It's time for a beer!
Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. We are heading off to Belgium now, and it's a beer that I picked up from Beer Merchants. And it's a beer that I've heard of for quite a few years and never actually picked it up. Obviously, I've managed to get hold of it, and I say managed to get hold of it, I've managed to get round to picking it up. Picked up from Beer Merchants, £2.75 for a 330ml bottle. And I'm not sure what the brewery's called, but we have a bottle of Duchesse de Bourgogne, if you like. It was actually on, I had a bit of 100 beers to try before you die, and this was one of the ones that was on it. So it's a Belgian ale. It's actually a red ale. It's a Flemish ale, which tends to be a sour ale, and that is why I know certain little bits as I do, because I had to look into this beer. I couldn't remember, I didn't really know anything about it, if I'm totally honest. So I've done a little bit of research just before I come on, just so I know what to expect. So it's a Belgian red sour ale. It's coming in at 6.2% in a 330ml bottle. Now, when I ordered this from Beer Merchants, I did order a couple of glasses as well, and I've got the old Duchesse glass. Although when I did order the glass, it did say Duchesse de Bourgogne underneath it, if you like. Well, Duchesse, obviously, it said de Bourgogne underneath it. So I was a little bit disappointed when I didn't get the full Monty, if you like. Now, in the past, I have actually had one of these beers before, as in a red ale, a Flemish sour ale. And I wasn't really sure what to expect. And although I reviewed it, I never actually put it up because I was uncertain of what I knew about the style of beer or what the beer should be like. And I think as I described it to another beer reviewer in a private chat, he actually said you should have put it up. That is exactly what it is. But I kind of knocked it. So I think it's done me some good actually reading up on this. So I know what to expect. And although it might not be to my taste, which we will only find out until I do it, at least I have a little bit more knowledge of what I'm talking about. So you got some info from me. That's me trying to come out and be totally honest with you. Not that I owe anyone any reasons to why anything, but I just like to say stuff. So yeah, let's get this cracked open. Duchesse de Bourgogne red Flemish ale, which is going to be slightly sour. Let's get it into a glass and see what we get. Lovely artwork, by the way. Very old school, old fashionable sort of stuff. The bottle cap, there's a brand in there. I don't know how much you can see. So there we go. So let's get it open. And hopefully it's not going to go too wild, though I wouldn't be surprised. I've been flinging it around like a juggler. And get it into the glass. The fact that it hasn't caught me out, there's lots of smoke coming out. And that is pouring like a dream. Look at that. I'm going to leave that little bit in there. We'll chuck that in after. Just so I can actually swirl this. So in a glass, I'm going to turn the light down a little bit behind the camera. Put it down a bit. For me, again, it might look... I mean, really, from what I can see a little bit of light coming through it. So it's a nice deep red colour. For you, you may think it's like a deep chestnut. It's maybe black. But from what I can see on the camera, I think it's like a real dark, deep red beer that could be mistaken for brown. But it's a deep red thing. We got a finger of lovely foamy, compact, slightly off-white head. I wouldn't even say it's got sort of like a pinky tinge. It's more a creamy sort of colour. I can't see any bubbles going up. Yeah, actually I can. I'm telling a lie there. I can see some bubbles going up the glass. Got the light in the right place. So it's well carbonated. Belgium ale, what would you expect? Look at that head retention. The head is staying there, looks fantastic. So let's stop waffling. Try and give it a swirl, because that is why I left a little bit of a gap in there. And get a sniff. Yeah, that is proper sour. That is proper sour. You know, we have sour beers over here. You know, if you like Vault City and all these sours in the supermarket. When some people slate them, you can see why. Because this beer is full on sour. This is full on tart. It's almost got a funny kind of warming cherry aroma in the background, but a massive sort of sour tartness in there. And some people might say that's really off-putting, but for me it's exciting because it is a little bit something different, and it makes it even better because, as I said before, I've done one from Capital Watu and I didn't really know what to expect. This time, a little bit of research, and from what I've heard from others, that is what to expect. When it's what you expect, you can give a much better review, really, in my view. So, yeah, an interesting aroma. Not going to be to everyone's taste, I would imagine, but it smells interesting. So let's dive in and see what the old Duchesse de Bourgogne gives us. That really is lush. Really is lush. Is it because I know what I know now? I don't know. I'd like to think not, because straight away that sip, beautiful body and beautiful carbonation. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's dense. The carbonation is there as soon as you take the mouthful. And it's got a big sprightly feel to it, this carbonation. But you know what? It almost adds to the body of the beer. It is unbelievably smooth. It's soft. The bubbles really are a gentle stream all the way through. The moment that hits your mouth, the inside of your mouth, your lips, the bubbles are absolutely tiny. They caress the inside of your mouth. They improve the mouthfeel. They make it feel really smooth. It's unreal just on that part. It really is unreal. Taste-wise, and it's quite funny when you have something like this. You know, as I've said, we get sours in this country. I'm going to say they're more tart than sour. This is proper sour. This is a proper sour ale with that tartness in the background. Whereas our sort of sours we get over here, certainly in the supermarkets, tend to be tart with that little bit of sourness. This is how a sour should be done for me. Cherry, sour, tart, smooth, crisp, refreshing. And that really, sort of in the taste, for me is all you get, really. I'm going to keep diving in, see if I can pick anything else up in there. And that is it. You know, it's just full on sour tartness. But my God, it is lovely. Now, I'm not a big fan of sours, but this is beautiful. 6.2%. Do you get that? No. Absolutely nowhere. It's got a lovely tart, sour, cherry flavour in there. On the other hand, depending on how your taste buds are, there's a cherry sweetness as well, which, you know, it might be me, but that just takes the edge off. And at 6.2%, that is seriously, the 6.2% is nowhere. The only way for me you're going to pick that 6.2% up, I think, is when you've drunk a few. I think the only way you're going to notice you're drinking 6.2% is if you sat there and had 4 or 5. And you're going to be going, Jesus, I feel a little bit tipsy. Because there is nothing there. It's just like drinking an easygoing cherry kind of beer. It's a beautiful drop. Yeah, so for me, I don't know the brewery offhand. I'm going to have to check up on that bit. But Duchesse de Bourgogne, they're or if that, I'm guessing that's just the one and only Dutch, barrel aged. It's saying Duchesse de Bourgogne red ale, Flemish sour ale, is an absolute belter. Picked up from beer merchants, £2.75 for a 330ml bottle, 6.2%. Banging for me. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, but if you're into this sort of sour ale, and I mean the Belgium sort of style sour ales, complete winner and well worth trying. And it was, I think this is actually in one of them beers to try before you die. I wouldn't disagree. Absolutely beautiful, honestly. I know you might say, hang on, Baz, you've only drunk that much. It's an experience in itself. So if you see it and you're into them sort of beers, give it a go. If you've had it, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment, like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. And remember, subscribing to the channel is free. There is no fees, so it's not going to cost you nothing. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.